Welcome to the beautiful city of Athens, the gateway to the Tennessee Valley, a city rooted in deep community relationships and built on a rich tradition of small local business and the very best of the human spirit. As Athens embraces the future, the signs of progress are in full bloom. Join us as we discover the bright spots in this charming southern city that we call home. This is Hometown Heartbeat, Athens. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? What happened? What happened to my... Okay, well, my bed music didn't work today. What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker here. Janel Kohlhoff joins us today, managing broker of Cotton Row Realty, the one, the only. We got Connor back in studio today with a microphone, no camera, because I ran out of HDMI converters, but we do indeed have him on a mic. Connor, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. We got a brand new setup. It is super, super nice.
He's so excited. He's in nerd heaven right now. I might not be able to. I'm sorry, Mrs. Higgins. He may not make it home for a while, but he does have some toys to play with, and we're excited to keep elevating our content. If you can hear us, we have a new sound setup today, so if you can hear us, let us know. Connor, I do hear that echo that you're talking about in my ears somehow. It's not bad, but if you can hear that out there, let us know. We are, like I said, working through some technical things. Oh, there it is. It's your mic, Connor. Your mic is where the echo is because I'm so loud. I turned you down. You're good. I can hear you in my mic. Or no, me in your mic. Anyways, Janelle, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Shonda Davis joining. What's up, Shonda?
Hi, Shonda.
Shonda Davis's class is actually where Janelle and I met for the first time. We were in post license, and Shonda allowed me to go and help her with I opened my very first lockbox ever. Because Shonda Davis asked me to go and do it for one of her clients.
And we got out of our project.
We did. And for that's probably why Janelle came and worked over here is because I got her out of a project. No, I'm just kidding. Shonda hopefully will join us as a guest soon. She is a mover and a shaker over on the east side of town. And so she's the best real estate instructor in the world. So if you are looking to get your real estate license, now is a great time to do it. Shonda's the only person that I would call. What's going on in your life, Janelle? I mean, in real estate world, what's happening?
I just listed it coming soon today.
She hadn't gotten off her phone since she got here, folks. It's crazy. She is just she brought a check when she came, which is my favorite way. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, it's moving out there. Everything's moving. There's no shortage of movement here. Today, we want to jump into kind of one of the things that we're about to approach. We're about to start with one of our clients, your clients, now our clients. Yes. We bought 5 flips at the same time, which in case you were curious, and if you're wondering, should I buy 5 flips at the same time? The answer to that question is unequivocally no. Never do that because you will put yourself in a bad position. But no, so we've got one under contract that's about to close. We've got one under contract with your clients, which we'll speak about today. We've got one under contract with one of Keith's clients. And then we've got one in Lacey Springs that's about to go on the market. So I got some pictures out of there today, and it is sweet. I bought the lighting package. We did not cut any corners on that lighting package. Let me assure you, I just got the receipt. We did not cut a corner. And so it's going to be really cool out there. So anyways, part of what Cotton Row does is we buy, renovate, sell. And so that's why you can call us at 256-BUY-SELL, because we buy, we renovate, we sell. That number was expensive. You should use it. But with that, we work with the general public in that we buy, renovate, and then put on the market and list. Our last 3 houses have all sold within a matter of hours. They've all sold over asking price or at asking price. And the last one on Market Street was no exception. Janelle loves me for representing. I mean, probably what endears me to her the most is representing my flips, because her phone rings off the hook. Yes. And we go through 4 or 5 contracts before we find one we like, and then her phone continues to ring off the hook. Yeah. And so we've just got Market Street under contract, inspection coming this week. We're excited to get that one moving. That one went under contract full asking price the day we put the pictures up.
Correct.
So let's get to Hines Street, which is where exciting. We land. Hines Street is a property that I got a call from one of my wife's coworkers, and they said, "Hey, we're about to move." They moved to a tiny house. by the way.
Okay.
And it is on the most beautiful piece of property. Like they've just a house, but lots of beautiful land.
Yes.
And so it they definitely traded up. They definitely traded up because that sunrise is unbelievable over there. Sunset, rather. Ashley and I went over for a sunset. It was crazy. But anyways, they called and said, hey, we want to sell our house. We got a lot of people interested, but mostly the interest was in turning it into a rental. And they didn't want to see that happen with their home. They wanted to see it rejuvenated. I mean, it's just you love it. It's a beautiful. It's siding, little blue and white. I mean, it's right in the middle of Athens. So we bought it and we've sat on it now for 6 months because that's what happens when you buy 5 flips at a time. And so now Janelle comes in and says, "Hey, I've got a client. They want to do there's no inventory." Which
there is none, right?
Let's talk about that.
We were struggling. Okay, so it was back to what we mentioned before. Under a certain budget, under 250, these people are struggling, and it's a fight to try to get a contract in and get one accepted. And so finally, after seeing, when you go and look at all of them, it's a catch-22 because yes, you want them to see it. Sometimes you see something you didn't realize that you would want or would work for you, but sometimes it just gets draining because you start to feel hopeless that you're not going to find what you want in your price range, and it gets it wears on you.
Well, and when you go into an appointment, you go in with a pre-approval letter, or you might as well not even go in, because if you're not prepared to make an offer on the house you fall in love with, when you fall in love with it, you won't have time to love it long.
Right.
That's a different definition
and
of love them and leave them.
They did have a pre-approval and everything, and even one, especially when you go into some of those foreclosure listings, or like I said, you would go and you would show up, and there was a line of people, and you just had to wait your turn until you could go in and look at the house.
Well, and the other thing is, like, you get into these situations with these realtors that don't understand how appraisals work.
Yes.
And they want to throw a $10,000 over asking offer out there, and then the other realtor on the other side doesn't understand how appraisals work. And they're like, "Oh, you could get 10 grand over asking price." And then the appraiser comes in and poo-poos on that, and your client's offer was probably better and would probably have appraised, because that's the line you walk with the appraisal battle, right? Is, let's just use $100,000 as a general example. 102 is going to be a number that, look, appraisals are probably going to come back right at your contract price or lower. You're never, let me say never. I'm not a realtor, so I will say never. You'll never have an appraisal come in over that on a purchase. Now, you might have an appraisal come in higher, like if you just order appraisal on your property or whatever, or if the tax assessor gets a hold of it, right, then you're definitely going to have our appraisal. But as far as contract appraisals go, how many times have you had contracts come in? Very, very.
And it was like a Christmas present because there's your equity.
Bingo. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. Here it is. But no. So so that's the reality in the real estate market right now. Is like you. There's limited inventory. We talked through numbers last week. We talked through numbers, and they were alarming in a good way. Right. If you're on that side. Or if you're on the buying side, it's like crap, Right. And so basically where we found our niche, hit the mic, where we found ourselves is, let us go buy some old houses that no one's going to buy. We'll fix them up.
Right.
And we'll do it for top dollar. And when we do that, we can do it one of two ways. We can do it ourselves, like we have the last couple, or we could do it for a client. And a client will come in early in the process and they will say, "Man, I love the bones of that house," or "I really like the fill in the blank of that house." When that happens, they get to build a house.
Right.
I mean, they get to do their own fixer-upper. It's like, it literally is like their own version of fixer-upper.
Correct.
And quite frankly, there's no better way to build. I mean, because we're going to sell it. What's new construction price per square foot? $135?
Yes, about an average.
Okay, $135 on an average. Now, again, that's just us, just spitball. That's not a fact. We're not
right. I've seen some over the weekend.
I've seen 145s,
and then I've seen some up in the 150s around here.
Right. So a 135 is as a very loose average. We're averaging 107 a foot.
Right.
What's the difference in that? That's about $27.50 a foot. That's a lot. What's 2750 times 2,000? Let me answer the question. Equity. And so the reality is we're still on the upside of a market, right? And so if you know anything about investing, if you know anything about the way finances work or investing in the stock market works, people talk about nonstop how you don't ever want to jump on a rocket ship that's rising, right? So when you get, what that means is for you that are looking at the stock market as my example, when you see a stock that is just, it's on its way up, right? You never want to buy that stock ever. You don't want to jump on a rocket ship that's rising. And it's the same in the real estate market in a lot of ways. However, if you can get, let's look at Market, for example. Market had new plumbing, right, new air conditioning, a roof in 2018, 2019, whatever the date was. It had all new plumbing. It had all new flooring, had all new electric, had all new paint, had all new, I mean, that's a freaking new house.
Right. And you put brand new appliance
for
complete
complete Frigidaire, gallery, whatever, a package, and it was $107 a foot.
Right.
What's $27.50 a foot times 2,000? It's a lot of money. So that brings us to Hines Street. So Hines Street we bought, loved it, needed some work.
Yes.
Okay. So we had some flooring issues, meaning that a 100-year-old house is going to probably have some
a little crooked,
little sag here and there. So we jump in, we get that fixed. That's officially fixed, by the way. And so framing is now about to start. So what's going to happen is we're going to meet with the clients. Go ahead and get.
And Mary.
There they are, Malin and Mary. What's up, Malin and Mary? Hope you're watching. If you're not, you will when Janelle shows you that we talked about you today. And then we're going to get them on here, and we're going to get a little panel together. We're going to talk, and maybe throughout this process, we'll have them on a periodic basis and have them talk through, look, y'all know me well enough to know that I have no problem being, well, first of all, it's hard to embarrass me, one. Two, I've got no problem talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of what we do, okay? The house in Elkmont that I'm flipping for one of my best buddies, 8-month disaster, okay? Got nothing to do with us, very little to do with us. The power situation, the city, the permits, the whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so sometimes we can control it. Sometimes we can't. But at the end of the day, we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to have them on. We're going to walk through this step by step over the course of the next, hopefully, 4 months. And we're going to get them to that closing. You'll get to see the videos and the pictures just like you normally would. And then at the end of this, we're going to say, okay, what about you? What are you looking at? What's out there for you? And so the reality is, when you call Janelle, the best realtor in the world, and you're like, hey, I want to buy a house, she's going to be like, great, what do you want to buy? You're going to be like, probably under 200. She's going to be like, well, I'd love for you to buy a house, but there's nothing out there. And that's when you call us. And what we do is we'll go and buy the house. Mary Malin, they will not have to take out a renovation loan.
Right.
They will not have to borrow the money to do the renovation. They will not have to hire the contractors. They will not have to manage the draws and the yada, 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 fill in the blank. All they have to do is pick out the colors they want.
Yes.
Wait for us to get finished and move into their new house.
They were a perfect couple. I mean, they're young, they're newly married, they're just starting out. Malin is starting his own little business with Hootenanny Barbecue.
Hootenanny Barbecue, the official sponsor of Hometown Heartbeat. Thanks, Malin, for that. I appreciate it, buddy.
So, they're really excited and eager to get started on, and we did exhaust looking at a bunch of homes.
How many showings did you do?
A lot.
How many? Over or under 25?
Over 25.
Oh my gosh.
And but the nice thing was that they are in a position where they can continue to rent where they are. They had some time, which was good for us whenever you were ready to start doing the renovations. They were trying to do with that, with everything dropping, they were trying to get into that interest lock at that point. But they had already had their pre-approval. They were ready to set to go, but we couldn't find what they wanted. And here was the one chance where everything in their budget, they knew that even if they would have still been at the top of their budget, and then they still would have needed to paint or renovate. Like at that price point, there would have been nothing perfect. It would have, so then you're already overspending because you're paying the top of market value, and then they would have to do the renovation. So they'd be losing money whenever they go to, because will this be their forever home? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably. I mean, it could be. It's going to be that awesome. Yeah. It's just a little small. No. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, today is Monday. We've all had crazy busy days, and we've got a ton going on. So we're not going to spend 40 minutes with you today like we normally do, but we did want to get on here and make some announcements, talk about what's coming up, kind of let you know. I mean, look, guys, a 40-minute podcast every single day is a struggle. I'll just be real. Like, it's you run out of stuff to talk about. And I mean, I could talk about coronavirus all day long, but you don't want to hear it, and I'm tired of talking about it. I mean, it's not any worse than the flu. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm kidding. Sort of. At the end of the day, we're figuring out where Hometown Heartbeat's going and kind of what that looks like. And obviously this whole thing is Cotton Row. It's brought to you by Cotton Row. It is, I mean, I'm the president of Cotton. Like, so it's that, but it's also like our goal has never been to sell you anything. We don't get on here and sell things. We get on here and we inform, we hopefully entertain, and most of all, we educate. And that's our goal in all this, is that when you walk away from this today, maybe you learned something about the stock market or about the real estate market, about whatever that you didn't know. And any questions that you have as this thing grows and continues to grow, your comments, your questions, your, whatever it is that you guys are looking to get answers on, we hope to take those on right here. Like I said, there's nothing I won't talk about. There's nothing I won't bring out and just, embarrassment is not a feeling or emotion that I'm capable of anymore. When you've been embarrassed for 33 years, you learn to live with it. And so at the end of the day, this is very much real. This is very much raw. You get to walk along these steps with us. And so this week, we're also going to be rolling out the Hometown Hero segment, which we're extremely excited about. We're partnering with the Matthew Pacino Foundation, which he was a staff sergeant who died in Afghanistan in 2009. Don't let me misquote that. I think it was 2009. But his family has built a foundation and a legacy that lives on in serving veterans across the country through the different things that they do. And so you're gonna hear from Julie and myself later this week, and we'll talk you through that and kind of what that's doing. But this whole thing is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of fluid right now, and so we're just excited to get on here and talk. And I'll tell you something, if there was nobody but me watching, I'd probably still do it because it's how I stay sane. And so at the end of the day, Mary and Malin, we're excited to walk down this path with you guys. We're excited to show you another flip. Bill Graham joining us. What's up, Bill? How are you, buddy? Trinity Custom Homes, home builder here in Athens. Give Bill a call. Good dude. Great dude. So anyways, just as you guys kind of stay tuning in, and this thing looks different every day, that's kind of because it is. It's a stream of consciousness. That's what it is. It's not, there's no specific, there is. We're real estate, we're development, we're building, we're investing. That's our world. Finances, real estate, investments, that's kind of where we land. But Hometown Heartbeat exists to be literally the hometown that you look forward to being a part of on a daily basis. It's not a geographic location. It's a people group. It's people that come together with common visions, goals, dreams, thoughts, faith, whatever. Fill in the blank, politics if you want to, whatever. And we all come together and we talk about stuff that either it matters, or it's funny, or it's infuriating, like the coronavirus and the politicians and the looting that they're doing to the American people with our civil liberties. But at the end of the day, it's always going to be fun. And so today we bid you adieu with a very brief show because it's Monday and I'm going bow fishing. And so it's more important today. But tomorrow, buckle your chin straps, folks, because I'm not sure what we're going to do, but it's going to be great. So guys, Connor, as always, appreciate you. Janelle, get Mary and Malin ready.
We're ready. I'm going to get
the storms are brewing.
We're so excited.
It looks like the quality's down a little bit today, so we're going to investigate as to why and what's going on. There's a ton of little things that we're tweaking technically, which will continue to change how you view the show. But as always, you can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Spotify, anywhere where you would find your podcast. Just go and search for Hometown Heartbeat. In the meantime, guys, we love you, and we will talk to you tomorrow. My bed music's still not working. Golly, what a letdown. All right, well, I'll sing on the way out. I'm
Bye.
kidding. Have a good afternoon. We'll see you guys tomorrow.